You know what? Like many things in life, I rush everything. I rush the setup, I rush the execution, I rush the I rush the outcome all possible. However, sometimes you're not into a space to where you can dictate what happens to everyone. And so what happens is you inevitably take a couple seconds. And guess what? You smell the roses. And that's what we're going to do right now as I sit here and say, if I'm doing a show at 7 o'clock, I'm doing it at 7 o'clock. If I got to get dressed on my way to doing it, then guess what? I'm going to get dressed on my way to doing it. Welcome back, y'all. Ooh, man. I hope everybody's having a beautiful start to this new year that's going on right now. I really hope that everybody is having the all their dreams coming true right now. I mean, if you're an Iraqi Dinar holder, and I'm just being honest, some people may take this to be like a little bit of sleight of hand, but my thing is that if you're an Iraqi Dinar holder, you should be so ecstatic right now. Like right now, it should be like, man, your Super Bowl, your everything, because you are on the cusp of greatness. Like to all those people that sat back and said to you at one time or another, this isn't going to happen. Nothing's ever going to take place in Iraq. You can now sit back and say, hey, look, what's going on right now is going on, and this is the precipice for everything that I believed in when I got involved in this investment. Whew, I'm just shouting it all out, y'all. I'm putting it all out there on every single social media platform. You know how we do it. We try to invite everybody in case, you know what I mean? Somebody might want to call one day and be like, yo, hey, and appreciate everybody on Twitter that shouted everything out, retweets. You know, I look for the smoke when it comes to stuff like this because I'm always like, you know, this is what we come here for. If someone wanted to come here and have a real brilliant discussion about what's going on inside of the country, then actually this would be the time to do it right now. You know what I'm saying? So corporate practitioner, that's the president of JVC. What's going on, Meg? What's going on? Shout out to Megan. Good meeting today. Great job. We are moving forward with a lot of things. And that's what the Noble Institution is about. Y'all think I'm playing. We are launching a couple huge business ventures that we're involved in. And we're about to make sure that we're all the way in the gang with game. You know what I'm saying? It's setting trends and we're not following none. Big shout out, Megan. Big shout out, April. Sean, what's going up? Sean also believed in the Euro way back when I did. AG Jordan 35, what's up? Margarita Man, of course, hello. Carolyn, what's going on? Evening with a beautiful flower. Margarita Marine. Hello, Miss Beautiful BB. She's downstairs. She's doing something real quick. She's coming up. Shout out Pam. Shout out Miss Agnes. Shout out San of San's Lock and Key. If you're looking for jewelry, you really need to hit her up, man. She's fly pieces. Shout out my bad girls from PA, but a special shout out tonight for Deb. That's my girl. And she's going through some things right now. We all need to really uplift her in prayer. And I know a lot of people are going to say some sucker hater shit right now, but for real, that's my girl. And I'm very upset the things that she's going through. And I just want her to come home to enjoy this blessing because she was one of the very first to reach out to me and be like, hey, would you talk to a group of women that I know? I've been with them ladies for 2 years. Every Friday. We try to never miss a Friday, but for a holiday, a birthday, or something special. And this Friday, we missed my girl because of something that's going on in her life. And I just want to give her respect. Thank y'all. Pam, you know what's up? D Holla, D Holla, you on fire, dog. Eugene, Nick, Maxwell, Ed, Dr. Ed, excuse me. Bro, Dr. Ed, I wish you'd call in sometimes, man. I just want to ask you a few questions, what type of doctor you are. Just stuff, man. Eugene, what's going on? GQ Pretty Boy 19, what's going on, dog? Sherry, Eric, shout out Eric, man, my big rig guy, man. That's my dog, cross country everywhere. Jose, what's going on, dog? Margarita, you know what's up. Pierre, Joe, Josie, I'm so excited. I got some news, and I got some news. I got some news that's going to break the internet tonight, and you could tell your friends that I told you first. You can tell them all. You can say, yo, man, B's a fool for it tonight. Yeah, he did it. And I'm going to get to it, and I don't want you guys to ever expect that I'm not, but I need to read you the news because it's important that we go ahead and, do our thing real quick. The fudge is going on. I don't want to enter a code. I just want to see my channel. Dude, what is going on today in the world? Okay, we got 99 people. Okay. So I'm going to go back and forth till Miss BB can come up here and help me manage the situation, but real estate, what's up, my man? Edward, real estate, big bank, take little bank. I'm telling y'all about this, man. Y'all think I was playing about the euro. If y'all ain't on the euro game right now, man, y'all please tell me. You can spam the chat, whatever you want to say. The European Union, and everybody's sitting out here telling me, well, China this and China that. China is an escrow system that they prepaid for services, building schools, building hospitals. The Chinese are taking over zero in Iraq. And as far as the governments, as far as them staying inside of there and that being some side of sovereignty, I can tell you this now. Those troops have been home now for a couple months. We talked about that 4 months ago. I said I'm not trying to say I'm nothing big or bad, but we knew as a group that the sovereignty of Iraq was based upon them actually guarding their own borders. We didn't know anything about Afghanistan or what was going on there or what was happening, but we knew that Iraq had the expertise, they had the training, they had the army, they had the facilities, they had the equipment to guard their borders. Now, whether they were man or woman enough to do so, we didn't know, but we knew that we weren't sitting on an Afghani situation. That's why people that bet on Afghani, it was a stretch for me. I never particularly got involved in it, but it was a stretch for me because I really didn't believe that the government nor the military was really behind the system that they were really trying to portray to the rest of us. Man, I'm so down with Noble. If you ain't down with the Noble Institution, y'all need to go ahead and join. I mean, you can chase the bus when it's down the road. But why not join now, man? Take advantage of the stock benefits, trade, cryptocurrencies. Miss BB's doing NFTs. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on that if you're a young entrepreneur or an old entrepreneur or basically just someone out that's looking for like-minded individuals to share in thought and in balance, man, that's what I really created that space for. And I remember people tease me, oh man, when are you going to do it? Name another YouTuber that did it like I did it. Did the website thing, man. I did it. Now I'm launching the energy company. Now I'm launching a fintech. And I'm not trying to talk it, but I'm telling you guys, once you get this money, you've already surpassed all your goals and dreams. So once everybody got a little dough, everybody got money, everybody got $1 million, everybody got 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, 50 million, 100 million. If you don't take that money and double it, triple it, I'm going to tell you, you are a haphazard wealthy person, and God bless you for your contribution to society. But I bet you give up most of your money in tax. And I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm in your face. I tell the truth. I do it when it hurts because you know why? Nobody took me from A to B and said, you know what, this is the correct path. I took the path left chosen, and I did it for a reason because I didn't really believe in the space. So many people out here talking about the dinar. So many people talking about finance. And what you come to find out to be actually true, once you do your own investigation, is most of these people don't know enough. Daisy knows more than they do, and that's just because she can sit here and listen in on the conversations. If she and her doggy voice could somehow have a voice,
I'd probably listen to Daisy more than I listen to some people, but you know what? I digress. I truly digress. It's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's purely and only about the news. Oil $86. Remember this? I told you this. Oil over 100. Oil over 150 come the summer. Watch what I tell you. You can long that day all day long. My option team out there, get after it. If you already looked at what I talked about for my own options play, I already made a couple dollars. That's no joke. Thank goodness for the information that we had as a team, and we were able to make a couple bucks doing that. Man, thank you, Donna. Yeah, man, that's my friend. That's my for real friend. And she's more like family. But you know what? I said this earlier to a meeting I was in. I said, you guys know what? We should take this as a valuable lesson. It's not that they've passed. It's just they're in a bad way. And I said, look, we should take this as a lesson. We need to go as fast as we can, as far as we can. Because you know what? Tomorrow, our legacy might not live on. Yeah, I was having problems. Joyce, you don't know how to set up the Noble? Reach out to Megan. Megan, Joyce White needs you to reach out to her. Linda, I would, but no more funds got spent all the dinar and the dong and the zim, and I will if I get more. Well, then, Linda, you can only do what you can do. Remember, an investment is just that. It's not a beck and call to do what you have to do. It's an investment that you can do after you've paid all your bills. When I ask people to join the Noble, those are people that only basically have means and ways. I'm not asking someone to join with $50. You know, I think it was a friend of mine that said to me the other day, they said, hey, yo, I got a hot $30. What cryptocurrency should I put it on, B? So, man, you ought to take that hot $30, man, and keep it for gas and for food for your family. Mm-hmm. No joke, no cap. $30 ain't going to get you there. But in a few days, I'm going to show you you're going to be there. And when you're there, how are you going to treat the next man?
I don't know why it's not coming up.
Okay. You want me to send it to you by...
No, I got it in my phone, but the current live isn't coming up for some reason.
Man, I'm going to get into this news. I'm going to tell you about the article. I'm going to give you a description of it. And then I'll tell you guys you can go find the article, okay? I said, my thumbnail is Halabusi and all of his, I don't want to call them minions. I want to call them people that follow the faith of Iraq or wearing white shrouds. You dig? And so they're wearing those white shrouds in unison to show solidarity inside of Iraq, and that these people are actually for the people. They're actually out here going to do something for the people. They're going to make a better way for the new Iraq coming forward, and they're unified. They're wearing these white shrouds. And yeah, it ended a little comical, violent. It wasn't comical, but an older gentleman, which is the oldest person that's the member of Iraq parliament, he was chased out. And that's, you know what? That's just a very bad indentation of what us as a people are about. It really has nothing to do with this man's position. It really has more about the respect of his age and his position and how he was treated, and that was poorly done. And I would never sit back and say it was comical. It wasn't. It was actually very ugly. But you know what? So goes politics. Right. You know, it's so polarizing. And I think politics are polarizing here in America. But you got to imagine over in a place where fighting for rice and bread and beans has got to be a heck of a lot more pressing than us arguing about voting rights and things like that, which are also of a very importance. But you know what? You can't really pit one against the other when you don't have anything. Is that making sense? Mm-hmm. So on Sunday, we saw a new parliamentary Iraq set into motion. Super important that happened. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about how parliament works. Actually, its function in the beginning stages. We did this a few years ago when the channel just got started. We're going to redo it because I don't think really people know how Iraqi parliament works and why these dates and times that we're going to talk about are important to you. Al-Kazimi welcomes the European Union's decision to remove Iraq from the terrorist finance list. If you are anybody that is in a position that you hold dinar, you hold stock, being removed from any terrorist list, especially one that just told you a few weeks ago that they're going to take their whole stock exchange and insert it inside of the European stock exchange. Now, no, it's not the S&P 500. No, it's not the NASDAQ. But guess what? To a dinar stockholder, that's everything. Because you know what? We're going from a regional player to an international player all by one stroke. And we're not sitting right here waiting on NY, NASDAQ, or S&P to carry us over the threshold. I get tired of people when they tell me the President of the United States has something to do with this, or the American government, to a certain point, has a very almost biased point that we're so vain that we think that we control the world. But the time I've been saying this, you judge every politician on their merit, judge every merit on their action. They do good, you say they're good. They do bad, you call them out. And that's why you really can't sit here and say, well, this is an American thing. No, if you guys aren't watching this for what it is, and I'm going to read you something. He says this step will pave the way for a greater degree of trade and investment exchange between Iraq and European countries. He said the European ambassador pointed out the growing positive regional role of Iraq, pointing the European Union and its plan and its extension of 7 years aimed at providing institutional support for Iraq, specifically assigning programs to develop financial competencies and help with the works of the Central Bank of Iraq. Man, if you don't feel when I'm letting down, tell me. But I got 170 people, almost 200 people in here really looking for something to happen, and we really about to get to them, okay? It says, although the idea of generations funds that delayed for decades, Iraq has finally finished paying off Kuwait's debts, which exceeded more than 52 billion US dollars. Granted, it took them over, umpteenth years, but they did it. In addition to the possibility of investing these funds in reviving the local economy and addressing the crisis facing Iraq in many varied aspects, depositing sums equivalent to the compensation of Iraq will pay annually for the invasion of the former regime if it was to become a fund. Now, we talked about them becoming a sovereign wealth fund recently. This is the fund they're talking about. You take a portion of that $2 billion, you put it into a fund, it becomes a clearinghouse, and then you have a metric or a way. Remember, means and ways. You got to have both. You got to have a way to be able to pay for it, and you got to be able to have a way to sustain it. And that's that's why you guys are smart, because you tune into stuff like this. And that's why the average investor, the lotto mentality investor, the crypto, I'm going to put $150 into Dogecoin, and when it goes to the moon, I'll be great. This is what separates you from them. And that's what makes you very smart. You know what that is? What makes you very smart is that you actually take the time out to really study and understand your investment. Because the digital market space isn't the same space as it was 2 years ago. The stock market isn't the same way as it was 2 years ago, but guess what? The Iraqi market is exactly the same way it was 2 years ago. And guess what? It's growing and changing every time that we do a podcast. This is bigger than what you think, because you've actually solved the date of when the Iraqi dinar will be free. No cap, free. I'm going to tell you in a few minutes, just stay tuned. But you got to know the whole story to understand the importance. And why do we have 180 people and only 90 likes? Can we get to like $120, $130 in likes real quick? Please? I'm really telling a story here. And really, it's not for entertainment purposes. This is for educational purposes only. No, this is not financial advice. However, I would tell you that a lot of education went behind this, and you can do the research for yourself. And if you make the same deductions, then you can believe, and you can like, and you can subscribe. If not, I get it if you check out. And to the guy that says, bro, lay off the hamburgers, why? I'm eating good. To the dude that says I'm too fat, why? I live good. Oh, I get these messages all the time. I'm just capping on these haters. But I'll be waiting for your video to come out. I can judge and critique you off your physical appearance and not the knowledge you're bestowing upon us. Let me get a few more likes in here, man. Let's get this party really crunk.
I think I fixed the thumbnail issue, but it might take.
We got 106, man. I'm trying to get to a $120. What's going on, man? What's the holdup? For real. Tell us now. Tell us now. Man. I'm going to tell you because I like you guys. 114. We have the benefit and experience of countries close to us that have benefited from such projects, meaning projects of valuation or revaluation inside of the European Union that have contributed to the construction and development comfortably through the investments that have exploited through huge funds that have accumulated over past years. For example, such sovereign funds as the Kuwait Investment Authority, as well as the Qatar Investment Fund and the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Abu Dhabi, and another one in Saudi Arabia. Iraq could be invested hundreds of billions of dollars if it owned such fund, which it does now. However, if they only recovered the looted funds from corporations, countries, and politicians, they would have more money in abundance than anybody could ever think of. I told you guys that as a solemn day, and I promised you guys knew, so I'm going to bring it to you now, I believe. The Ministry of the Foreign Affairs announced on Sunday the removal of Iraq from the list of high-risk countries. Even Iraq and Saudi had an agreement with the three most important ports all about Iraq being totally sovereign as a nation. One of them was completely paying off Kuwait. The second was for them controlling and owning their own borders and making sure that their governance was correct. Okay, yeah, Rashid Bank said they're going to issue a second set of bonds for the first set of bonds that came out. I told my Facebook group, and anybody who out there wants to join, it's Mr. Brando, April BB Facebook group. If you want to join that group, that's our Facebook group. We have moderators in there. We have people that do nothing but put out Iraqi news, and you can read it for yourself. And a lot of people in there, they're astute. This is not a group with 8,500 members, and all they do is like the comments about, you know what, it looks like the economy's going up. These people actually read the articles, they ask questions, and people in the group help them answer the questions the best way they know how. Because you know what, me, Mr. Brando, just as a knowledge source, is very small. I gained my knowledge source from being involved with a bunch of people, thousands of people, from the thousands of people that watch these videos that give comments to not only the thousands of people that are on our social media pages. So don't think that the formulation of the ideas that I have is just a solomentary project. It's the inclusion. As a person, we are weak. As a collective, we are strong. And I've always believed that, and that's why I continue to do it the way I do it. I don't know how everybody else does, and I'm not saying nothing about it. I'm just saying that I really thank the people that post and contribute to those sites because it really helps me with the ideas. Look, strengthen the world's confidence in Iraq's financial situation. All of this all goes back to the fundamental thought that I'm going to get to it. Let me read you guys this. I want to read you this. This is about the Iraqi and the European Union, okay? It says here, we have an integrated financial system. We can direct Iraq's economy to real production in real time. That's like saying that because of the statute or the business acumen of the European Union, they're going to take Iraq into the fast lane as quickly as possible, okay? I think we've gone long enough without having everybody sit here all night and go, oh, God, tell me, please, what's going on? Okay, let's get to the article. I want to come back to that one.
Something that the government will be set in March if they're joining the WTO in February. How is that going to work?
I'm going to read you how that works right now. So everybody that's tuned into this assignment, that's really hung in there for the whole thing, I'm going to read you three paragraphs. And I'm going to explain to you why this is the most important part of the video. The United Nations Compensation Commission is a subsidiary of the organ of the United Nations Security Council. It was established in 1991 in accordance with Security Council resolutions, and this is where you should make note. If you're taking notes right now, you're looking at Resolution 687 through 692. Years correspondingly, to process claims and pay compensation for losses and damages incurred by individuals, corporations, governments, and international organizations as a direct result of Iraq's invasion and occupation of Kuwait. That's from 2nd August of 1990 to March 91. The Commission received approximately 2.7 billion claims and concluded its review of all claims in 2005. Successful claims were paid from the United Nations Compensation Fund, which received a percentage of the proceeds generated by the export of sales of Iraq petroleum and petroleum products. The percentage was a pursuant of the various Security Council resolutions and decisions of the Commission Governing Council and was the most recent as set of 3% under Governing Council decision. Remember, it was 5%. It got set back to 3% for the oil. This is the part you all have been waiting for. I'm going to read it to you right now. With the Commission nearing its conclusion, a special sessions of the Governing Council will be held on November 9th, February 22, February 9th, 2022 to mark the payment in full of the compensations awarded of the Commission, and it concludes all mandates thereforth. Boom, boom, all mandates. Everything supersedes that date. Once that date hits, if this goes through, it is over. Now, it doesn't mean that the actual exchange of the currency will go higher. However, it does mean that that will be the last day that you will know the Iraqi dinar is under any restraints of the UNCC. In their own writing, came from their own website. That's the mission. That's the goal. Thank you. I'll take a few questions and we're done, man. I could read more, but it's over. February 9th, they get released. Now, let me give you the timeline. February 9th, hey, sweetie baby, aren't you a puppy? I like you. You're a sweetie. Hi, Hunji. Hunji with the mungie. I love you. Okay. February 9th, the date, you know, the UN Security Council is going to give their final vote on Iraq being basically released from Article 7, fully Article 8. You also know 2 weeks from then that the WTO is going to have a meeting with Iraq, and they're going to give them their subsidy into the WTO. What people aren't going to tell you is the persons or the countries that are sponsoring Iraq to the WTO are who? The European Union. Now, the European Union sponsoring Iraq, who's already told the UNCC that everything's compliant, that we're ready to go because we're about to launch the stock exchange later on that month. I don't know what else you're looking for, kids, but you asked me to predict the date. That'll never happen. Predict the date that I know Iraq will be free from all sanctions. We can do that right now. And I feel in great confidence because if this article lied, I didn't lie. The article lied. That's how you know the difference between a news source and an opinion source. Well, why do you think it's going to revalue? I have no idea. Why do you think it's going to? I have no idea. I read this stuff because I eat it like I live it. And guess what? I'm obese. Dude, lay off the hamburgers. Dude, lay off the YouTube videos of dudes that watch eat hamburgers. Weirdo. Tell me more. Daisy, no way. AMC will demolish Wall Street.
So we said February 9th, free of all sanctions.
That's what they're voting on, the UNCC. Now, let me show you the hiccup. Because if I'm going to show you the good, can I get a few more likes in here? Only at 170. We got 177 people. Can we get 15 likes real fast? Just 15? So I can tell you this real funny story about how the only things that can screw this up will screw it up. Because I'll tell you the only way you can screw it up.
How can it get screwed up, Mr. Brando? Please share.
One, they're messing with Barah Saleh being the president of Iraq.
They're messing with Barah
Saleh, yeah. Because listen, the way Parliament works is like this. They have their first session. Shush, Daisy, we're not done. Parliament has their first session. Then they elect a Speaker of the House, and the next Speaker of the House, and the next Speaker of the House. After that meeting there, the next thing that they're supposed to do is the Speaker of the House is supposed to announce the presidency of Iraq. Well, with them rejecting Barras Saleh and talking about Zabari, it's a cause of a vote. Now, that vote won't happen until February, which again delays what we're trying to talk about, because without the president, you can't name the PM. Is this registering with everybody? Mm-hmm. So barring any catastrophe like the missile launches inside of the green zone, or barring them not picking a president and putting them in place, no, that won't stop the meeting with the UNCC. However, my whole theory about a country being run from the top down, I mean, you have a president, vice presidents, or in this instance, you have a Speaker of a House, you have the president of the country, and then you have the PM, which helps makes all the decisions. It leaves that company incomplete. It's going to be very interesting to see between here and February 9th. And you can write that down. I said it, February 9th. And if you want me to quote you the article that it's actually posted from, if I sent you the link, could you post it?
Yeah, I can post it right now.
Okay, here.
And then somebody said, wouldn't it be great on March 22nd at $3.22?
Man, there's this dude on our Facebook page. Nicole is like the headhunter about, finding info. There's this dude, and we posted it. She posted it. Mm-hmm. This dude was talking about a $5 Iraq to dollar value. And they wouldn't say the reasons why. They just said, this is why we believe this is this, and blah, blah, blah. I responded to the person on Twitter. So if you follow me, Mr. Brando, on Twitter, then you can see my icon on there. Then you'll see my response to the person. So I asked them, how could they substantiate a $5 dinar?
Did you text that to me? I'm sorry.
I was trying to look it up real quick.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Also, we're looking for Iraq to have a B rating with its credit. We've also seen that the Saudi international banking system was in the number one banking position for GCC banks, which is huge. Number 20 was Iraq, which is the Iraqi Trade Bank. There's a lot of positive stuff coming out of Iraq and what it's doing. And
Nicole said, look for every dumbass guru to start talking about that date. Laugh my ass off.
Oh, yeah, they can quote me on that. If y'all hear anybody talking about February 9th, 2022, and y'all don't spam them saying that you heard it here, what's today's date? I don't even know today's date.
Today is January 14th.
They ain't talking about February 9th by Wednesday, then trust me, they just don't read the news, because I'm about to send it to you.
Well, they're going to say that they read the article first or whatever.
Well, if the video came out today, how could you put it out first?
Right,
if you
right. No, I get you. I get you. No, you trust me. You don't have to.
I ain't trying to sell you on the idea, but when I posted it 2 days ago, and I was like, February 9th. And I put it on my...
You know what we do? You send me the link, right?
I'm trying to find it right
remember,
now.
I mean, you don't even have to find it this second, but on the Facebook group that you sent February 9th and everybody asking like, what? Put the link in the comments.
Okay, here. I'm trying to find it for y'all real fast. I could just be done with it.
Sammy D says he thinks it'll start at $1.
I mean, I say this, from here on out, you could just spam my chat from here to all the rest of them. Just spam it with dollar amounts, because I'm not going to get into what I think it's worth. I think what it's worth. But I also think that everybody having a well-rounded idea of what the community thinks that the value of the currency could be worth is well respected.
I think that person texted to you, right? Or messaged it to you.
Oh yeah, they did. They messaged it.
Yes.
I got it right here.
Just send it to me.
Hold on. Let me get it to her. Hold on. Shout out my plug. There she goes. Mm-hmm. You see it? Forward. Yeah, she'll post it. Y'all, no cap in my rap. When I tell you something, I get it from the news. So if you're a news hound and you love this and you're rocking with me and I'm rocking with you, I'm like 1090J right now. Hey man, I just really appreciate y'all. This is fun. I love figuring out puzzles. I love didn't go his on Facebook live. Yeah, I was gonna go live on Facebook when I knew the answer, but I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to ruin it for Friday for a lot of people.
And I'm posting it in the Facebook group where you said February 9th on that post.
Yeah.
I'll put it there. Any place you said February 9th,
Read the last paragraph.
I'm going to put it there. That way.
Hey, y'all. I hope y'all had a great time this evening. I love posting the stuff that we talk about in the news. It's on the news because it really gives me a great confidence that what we're doing is correct. What the news that we're bringing is actually accurate. It's up to date. And look out for the euro. Look out for the LISX, probably to be settled in euro. So if you want to join LISX, y'all, if you want to join right now, you can still join at $30 a month. The buy-in's $1,000, and that's just what it is till we cut it off. So if you want to join, you want to get in, you want to buy some stocks, you want to be a player that will buy you 5 blocks at $1,000, you can join, you can enjoy that blocks. We know what the value is. We talk about it all the time within our financial groups. I will tell you this, that if you're really interested in having generational wealth, something you're trying to strive for, that's something you want to be a part of. I really appreciate y'all.
Articles posted.
Articles posted. News is posted. You know it's real, baby.
Happy
Love you
Friday.
guys. Happy Friday. Happy New Year.